Good evening. Good evening. We will wait till people comes in. I'm just a little bit late tonight. I was doing a few things. I was looking up some stories that I'm going to start doing here. Everybody's doing some kind of cryptid stories, but my biggest one is the Black Eyed Children. I have been doing some research, and I got a few things on that, but I ain't gonna be doing the stories tonight or nothing because I don't have time for it. But I've got some print offs where I did. But the thing is, we will see. Uh, Probably next weekend, maybe when I get home from work. I'm just getting my stuff up here. All right. So next Sunday, I talked to my dad, and we're going to do a giveaway for next Sunday. Uh, I don't know exactly what the prize is going to be yet. Maybe it'll be a K2 I got back there. Hey, May, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. This is going to be a very short show because I got to work tomorrow. So we'll see how many people will get in and do some paranormal talk. And I do appreciate everybody for coming to the live last night with me and my dad. We didn't have really much to go on last night. It just didn't feel like there's much there. But when I blindfolded myself, I did feel like there was something other behind me. My dad said he felt like there was something there behind me. And Kenny, I think, said there was something there. So, hey, Bud Files, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. But I think we had a pretty good. We didn't get a whole lot. The camera that I set up did not record anything. I mean, literally didn't record nothing. Only for about probably at least a minute. I left out there and left it recording, and I walked out, and we sat there for about 30 to 45 minutes before we went back into the woods, and didn't get nothing. Hey, Vicky, appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate to share it out. There's several other people live tonight, so we might not get very many people in here, but that's okay. Last night was really a different feeling. I mean, I didn't get a whole lot of thing, but we're going to try it again. But we're going to do the blindfold again at a different area. I'm talking to one of my friends that is going to try to help me get on their land and find a good place and try something there. I'm going to try in different areas, like going out in the middle of a cornfield at night, set up the stuff and see what we can get. Different areas, different around here, just to see what we can get. Business investigation leaks, so I couldn't come in last night. Oh, that's okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. I understand if you had some stuff you couldn't make. I appreciate you so much anyway. I did set the recorder up, but I didn't go back and listen to it yet. So I would go. Let me go in there and get that right quick, and I'll hook it up to the big speaker, and we all listen to it if y'all want. Let me cut my camera off. I'll be right back. It's just right in here in the kitchen. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I just didn't have all my ducks in a row here, but we will get everything set up. All right. I got my recorder and I got the big speaker. We all can listen to it right quick. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Hey, beautiful day. How are you doing? Let's see. Timmy, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank all of y'all so much for coming in, hanging out with me for a minute. I didn't have all my stuff ready tonight, so I was debating on if I wanted to go live tonight because it's been one of those days. It'll take a minute to get this thing started up because I don't use it very much, so I don't have much knowledge with this thing. Crappy day, but I'll be okay. Laugh that loud. I understand that. Challenge at my dad's house in the woods. I've set up a camera and keep people out here on the wall. I am going to the house, so there'll be nobody there. So it's good 30 to 45 minutes. I'll be right back to do our investigation. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this thing set. Find where I was at. See, that was a REM pod. What? Anybody out here wants to speak into the camera, you're more welcome to, okay? The REM pod went off last night when I got it set up and got the camera cut on and got it all recorded. It's about 30 minutes, 45 minutes worth. You hear me? That's me walking out. Yeah, this was from last night's investigation. There's a bunch of dogs barking, people making noises down there at that house behind us there. Uh, sound like there was an owl there. Let's Can y'all hear that? That sounds like a dog there. And the owl, yeah. Sound like someone talking. I can hear an owl, and I can hear a dog. Hey, Shaw woman. Hey, Joe. As the car went by. Hey, it's pretty loud. That car was. A couple of times it did sound like a male talking low. It's about to be over. Can y'all hear it really good? It's amazing how much that little thing can pick up. It's like can pick up just about anything out there. I'll go back and listen to it a little more. Uh, it does have a little bit of difference into it. I will listen to it a little bit more and see what all I can find. Uh, Maybe it be something or there that can't explain pretty good, but uh, we shall see what we can find on that. Since y'all saying sound like something's talking, I don't have no headphones, but I do have the ear things you put in your ears and listen to that way. I do have a set of those. Hey, She Spins, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Um, let's see. Something else I was going to talk about while we was here tonight. Uh, I did do the research on some of the cryptids and stuff, but my fascination with the black eyed children. I did go through and do some research. There's only about three that I've always been more partial to: the Bell Witch and the Black Eyed Children, and there's another one that I looked up. I'm not sure now which one it was. But those are the ones that I'm going to be talking about later, but not right now. It might be sometime next month before I start doing a few bits of that stuff again. But I did find a couple new ones. One of them is the Raven Mocker. It's Cherokee folklore, and the Wampus Cat is an Appalachian. It's in the Appalachian forest. Uh, that's going to be another good one for listen to. Somebody can do more research on those. But like I said, I got a whole list where I printed out earlier and everything. So they're going to be kind of wild to listen to. And I also been doing some research on the ones that's over in the UK. Uh, it's going to be kind of epic too. And I found out something too about the black eyed children. It actually has ties with the UK. I didn't know it. I was reading along the story and in the history of it. It has something about the UK in it. I won't be able to find it now to save your life, but it's in here. Well, it's right on the back page. But There's in 2014 there was a sighting of the black eyed children in a haunted pub. So I can't wait to I'll tell that one to the Spirit Brothers. That's 16 show woman gonna be oh cool. That'd be awesome. Awesome. There's the link if anybody wants to pop on for a few minutes. Like I said, we got about 45 more minutes that I'm going to be on. We can talk for 45 minutes if you want to. I don't really have nothing else left to say. Just something to pass time away. The 21st and the 22nd, we will be doing our celebration for our 5-year anniversary. Me and my dad, well, I started this group with my dad, and we've been together now since 5 years. And the only three original members of the group is me, Michael, and my dad. And we all been doing this now for 5 years. So we're going to be doing a celebration, and hopefully my cousin will get to come. We're going to do a little bit of little meeting, whatever. If they do get to come on the 21st and 22nd of next month, and hopefully that they will bring their phasma box so we can go do some little bit of investigation while they're here. And on Friday, the 21st, we will be doing like a talk show. Maybe me and my dad might go out and do an investigation somewhere. I don't know yet. Bell Witch history. Yeah, Bell Witch is pretty cool. I enjoyed listening to that one too because we actually studied it in school. We done a story on it in school. Don't know if you know John Andrew Jackson went to the Bell Witch cave and was scared and left her. Yeah, I do remember that. I actually read some of the Bell Witch stuff. Actually, not too long ago, I got a book from the library, and the book was three different. You got through the first 10, 15 pages of the history of it, and then it gives you three possibility of how John Bell died, or if it was the Bell Witch, if it was what got it started, and this and that. You know, that's what I read. I'll be watching for the anniversary show. I appreciate it. We're going to be doing it for 2 nights, 21st, and then the investigation is going to be on the 22nd. But 21st, me and my dad might go out and do a little something. Who knows? We might just go out and to the family cemetery, maybe leave a recorder sitting out there and wheels go sit in the truck, or maybe we will go to the woods and let the recorder sit out there for 30 to 45 minutes. Then we'll go sit in the truck. We might go to a new place somewhere and just set the recorder up and let it sit there for a while, and go back and retrieve it and things like that. If I know I could hide it, I would go to one of my favorite places and put it up there and see what we can get. It's just a matter of chance trying to hide the recorder so nobody will see it and steal it. Vicky probably knows where I'm talking about. Probably knows where I'll be talking about that at. Let's see. Last night, that was one of the places that things happen before the camera cuts on. When the camera cuts on, it's done over with. I'm just going to pick some random spots and I'm going to ask people if I can go into the woods or sit out in the middle of the field, out in the middle of nowhere. And if my dad wants to go with me, he can. And I might try to go to sit out there, me and him or something there, and just chill out and set up some stuff, the cat toys, and maybe the REM pod or gizmo or something like that, just to see what we can get and captured. We will try to set the equipment, spread it out a little bit, set the K2 somewhere. The REM pod somewhere, and then set the gizmo somewhere, and maybe we can hear them not too far away, but we will set them out where we can retrieve them if we need to. You would get anything at John's. Yeah, you got the area right. I probably would be at John Martin's, but I'll have to hide it in the woods. You know what I'm saying? Last time I was there with my aunt and my dad, we went to Pilot Mountain and got us we all three got a Happy Meal from McDonald's and a drink. We tracked that over there to the John Martin's house that night and sat there in the dirt road and just sat there and eat our food. And we had the spirit box on. At that time, I had it on my phone. And my aunt had hers over there at the on the dash on the other side of the truck. Had her app running, that Ghost Tube app. And we went about out every night they was here, except for nights I went to work. And we went to one of the cemeteries up there and done the same thing, got us something to eat and went, sat up there for a bit and, and just let stuff run and listen what we can. We'll ask questions and stuff like it every so often. And different things like that. But one that stuck out in my mind the most is that John Martin's. We was sitting there, and I don't know what was really asked, but I think my aunt said, "Is anybody here that wants to talk with us over the apps and stuff over the phone?" And I had the big speaker hooked up to mine with Bluetooth, and so we can hear it a little bit louder. And it said, "Find her, come out across hers." And on mine, it just says, "We're here." Then on hers, it says, "Find her again." And I was looking around the fence and stuff like that. I was still sitting in the truck eating. And then it come up my name on her phone, said Alice. And I hollered out the door and says, "Alice around?" or whatever, and stuff like that. Now, every time we go to a cemetery, I always stumble up on a grave, just random grave, and it says Alice on it. It don't matter where I'm at, I can stumble up on the Alice grave. That was pretty wild. I wonder that. I wonder what he would think about fast food if there were live. Yeah, I want to ask him about that next time when I go. Hey, Tina C, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Everybody's saying hey. And last night, I want to thank the ones that had sent a super chat. And I do appreciate each and every one of you for that. I really am grateful and thankful and blessed to have each and every one of y'all here and friends of mine and stuff like that. And I do want to say thank each and every one of y'all for that and everything. Let's see here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I told you thank you last night, but I believe you done left out when I after I came back from being blindfolded. Uh, there's something else that night that happened. What was it? I think that we stopped off at the bridge first that night, and then we went on to the John Martin's house because my aunt she didn't really feel like getting out at the bridge and going up there to sitting with me, so she said she would rather go to John Martin's. We sat there in the truck and sat there and everything. I had to watch the movie. No problem. No problem. No problem. But I do appreciate you coming in last night. That's a blessing. But we had I forget what else we did that night. The night before, now we went up to the cemetery that we went back to McDonald's that night before. We went to McDonald's, got us another Happy Meal. You know, we just went and up there and sat. We went down. We went into the main entrance and went over to where you go to the mausoleum at and sat there. And you had to walk to the mausoleum because you can't drive to it. You actually have to get out and walk over to it because it's like a sidewalk, and inside it's walls on both sides of the thing. It's like a big hallway in the middle and glass on each side of it, and you can see inside, but you can't, you know, go in there because they say the door is unlocked, but I think the door is locked, and uh, it was really crazy that night. And I was sitting there eating my sandwich and listening to. We had all things hooked up again, sitting there just looking around. It was really dark. It was pretty chilly out there, and you could see like a 3 foot black shadow walk across the uh, front of us, like a little further away, and get over into the cemetery over there behind them little uh, things are sticking up out of the ground, like little lights and stuff, and you can see it jumping around over there. Then it went to the mausoleum, stayed for about 5-10 minutes, then you see it come back across and mess around in those lights. And see something while sitting in truck at the bridge one time. Uh, when we was at the bridge one time, we was actually sitting in the truck and we did see something. I think me and my dad that wasn't even live, and we just went over there and just sat there for a few minutes, and we put the cat toys out on the bridge, and the cat toys lit up. I ain't had too much to do. No problem. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much, Beth. I really appreciate you. Everybody's saying hey, but yeah, we didn't ever really go sit at the bridge like that much, but me and my dad did one time. We was live. Uh, we didn't really like put any stuff in the truck like the Spirit Box app or nothing like that. We didn't do any of that while we were sitting in the truck at the bridge because that's a little bit crazy feeling. Hey, Face, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much for being here. Um, um, I'm trying to think the other location that we went while my aunt was here. Oh, we went to the big cemetery up there in town, uh, where James's grave is. Right, put the flowers on his grave, and which I've got to go get some more new, cleaner flowers and put on there, and take the old ones off, and hopefully I can get to do that one day this week. Maybe Thursday. Me and my dad might go up there and get a couple little bunches of flowers and put on his grave, and everything like that. So hopefully they won't take them up this time neither. Just let them stay there. I'm surprised now if it stays there this coming May, it will be there for 2 years. And the rule is the flower's supposed to be in a vase or on the grave, and supposed to be a week before a holiday and a week after a holiday. Then it's supposed to be gone. But these been up there for 2 years, and they still look pretty decent. But it don't they don't look good, but they don't look really bad neither. They're supposed to be solid white, but they're a little off white now. Did she ever go in Peggy's house? My aunt never did go into Peggy's house. We actually had to walk probably uh, almost about 300 feet, if that, 200 feet, somewhere like that, to get into Peggy's house. She never did get out. She always sat in the truck there at Peggy's house, and I wish I can get her on camera and talk to her about that night that she don't remember of going to the cemetery and to Peggy's house at the same night. Because we started out in the cemetery first. No, 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 no. We started out at the bridge first. Then we went to the cemetery second. Then third was to the Peggy's house. And she don't remember anything about the bridge and the cemetery. And her and Shasta's daughter was sitting in the truck, and there was only one truck went by, and she don't remember that truck going by. And that was the same night that we was all there, and that's when the FAFSA box told once called to hush, calm down, be quiet, is already taken care of. And That same night, also, it gave us a physical address of a place that hadn't anybody that lived there in coon ages. Yeah, Shasta went in there. Let's see. I think she went with us twice in there, I believe. She don't like that place. Shasta don't really like that place. She told me, she said she just don't like it at all. Uh, that's Peggy's house does have something there to it. I don't know what, since we're not allowed to go back there, so I don't know what is actually is going on there. But we do know that she loved to walk right on the walls because you can see a lot of writing on the walls. Looked like from her grade school era up to around about high school, where she started dating and stuff like that, because you can see boys' names on there and stuff like that. Fun words. How you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Did she ever go in Peggy's house? Sorry, I made a mislead. I went too far back. Laugh out loud. That was funny when that happened. Yeah. Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Uh, it was really one of the nights. Our highlight of our paranormal investigation was at Peggy's house and the bridge. Them's two pretty good places for us to go to. Uh, we're actually working on getting another place that Baker is helping us get into, and we got another location that we're trying to look into. It's a cemetery off in the out in the middle of the woods that it's kept up. It's like in the middle of a field up on top of a hill, and it's being mowed all the way around, like bush hogged and cut for hay and stuff like that. So it's a well taken care of cemetery. It looks more like a something there from 1800s, something like that. That's how feeling that it gives you, the or early 1900s. No, it's just one of those crazy looking cemeteries, but it's going to look like it's going to be fun, and going to be really neat, and a lot of history in there. Hopefully, we can get back up to a place we call Johnny's and go down into the woods past the farm where we've been doing, and go into the native burial site. I think it's what it is. It's Native Indians burying ground or whatever. I don't know if that was where we was actually at that time, and so we're gonna set up some stuff there. The cat toys, and Gizmo, and REM pod, and stuff like that, and just set everything around. I'm gonna take some little things where I can set the cat toys in, like bottle caps, and set them on something flat where we can see them and not fall into the leaves, and see if we can't do something like that. I do believe somehow the bridge and Peggy's are connected. Yeah, I think so too. Uh, I think that's a portal. I think Peggy's house is a waiting area for the portal open up, and then they'll come down to the bridge and step off in and go wherever they want to go. That's just my opinion. Same way from the cemetery. Cemetery is another little waiting portal area. Um, let's see, there's something else. We was over there in that area. John Martin's grave was really, really crazy. But I was talking to somebody that was over there one night, and he stopped us in the middle of the road and talking to us. He told us we can come to his land and do an investigation, but he never did tell me exactly where he lived at, and I don't know how to get in touch with him. I didn't get any information from him, uh, but they actually got a hanging tree there at his place, uh, things like that. How did you get into investigating? I always uh, been wanting to do it for a while. Uh, Before my mom passed away, we used to watch this stuff on TV, paranormal investigations and stuff. And the video that really got me saying that I would not do this is the one that I always talked about the little girl and the old man and stuff like that. Y'all might know. I think it is in Connecticut where that story is based on. I have to go back and find it. Anyway, I always told my mom, I said, I will never do that because they got really spooky in there. You know, it got really wild. Even people wouldn't go stay in that house or nothing. Well, I always said I wouldn't never go back in there and stuff like that. Well, after my mom passed away, it's totally different now. It's like I want to find answers. So I talked to my cousin Shasta for I don't know how many times, and she said if you want to start your own team and get investigating, go ahead and do it. Don't talk about it. Just keep doing it. Just try it. Get it started. So I had a talk with my dad, and he's up for it. So we just went from there, and we started our group in 2020 in February. Our first investigation was at Trivet Clinic, and after we left the Trivet Clinic, we know we had that big pandemic, and it was just it was just crazy, and we've been doing it ever since. Uh, I always sat and listened to my cousin Shasta talk about the places they've been and everything like that. So I just never. I always wanted to do stuff and couldn't ever get done it because I always never had time, never had money, never had stuff doing like when I was growing up. So when it got when I got feeling where I want to start doing it, and me and my dad we just started doing it. Uh, it was really really fun. I was kind of scared first time we went out, but it was okay. It done pretty good. Um, I'm just oh right here it is. I think this is it. I'm gonna share. Let me make sure this is okay. That's when that man turned that funeral home into a house to live in. Let's see. Just give me a few minutes. The timeline world history is the name of the is the name of the channel. Maybe you can see it pretty good. That is the video I was telling you about. Maybe y'all want to check it out. Well, if I can get there we go. That first one right there, that's one I was telling you about. That's the one that got me intrigued of doing the paranormal. That little girl, uh, right there. I don't watch a lot of scary stuff, to be honest with you. But when I watch that one, it gives me cold chills, and I've been doing this for a little while, like 5 years now. So that video there gives me the cold chills. That one and the second one. I ain't never watched the third one on there. Pause. Goes with you. Yeah, he goes with me. He wants to do it. He don't say no. He said, "Well, let's go. We're ready." He's always ready. Vic said, "Yes, that's a true story." Yeah, it's a true story. Even my mom sat down and watched it with me, and she she said I would never do it, and I said I would never do it in a million years. Now look what I'm doing. You know, uh, I wished I could go back to where I was growed up at when I was at home and see if I could contact my grandpa, my grandma, and perhaps my mom. You know, uh, but unfortunately, they done tore the old house down and they done tore the mobile home down that we lived in, and I might be able to go back there and do a video or do a uh, EVP session there in the driveway of the place where we lived at. I just got a feeling that there's something is hanging around there. How do you communicate with your mom? I never really communicated with my mom. You know what I'm saying? I go to the graveyard. I did lay a cat toy down on her grave. Be honest with you, like I've told everybody else in the past, that I have a 5% chance to be talking to my mom and 95% chance of talking to whoever's out there in the middle of the cemetery. So the cat toy did go off one night when it was there on her grave, but I couldn't really say that it was her setting it off. You don't know how much I want it to be, but if I'm telling somebody else that you only have 5% chance talking to your loved ones, that goes for me too. So it could have been, it could have not been, it could have been anybody in that cemetery. Remember, she knew right where his grave was. Yes, and that was really crazy. Uh, that she did that, and she picked out his picture too out of a whole stack of pictures. You know, and that was really crazy. Here's the link to the video Jonathan just showed us. If y'all want to watch something really scary, I wouldn't say scary, but really get you moving, is that one right there. The very first one is the weirdest one. The second one, where the man turned a funeral home into his personal home for his family, is really scary. Because every time that boy goes into his bedroom, it lives in like in a morgue. His bedroom was in the morgue of the funeral home. I like investigating, but my fat butt ain't going into no morgue. That's just it. I don't like it. It gives me the weird feelings, and I don't think I could investigate a morgue. It says that makes sense. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, May. Did she come to you in your sleep? My mom did one night, right in here in the bedroom. My wife woke me up because I was talking in my sleep, and she said, "What's going on?" I mean, my wife about pushed me out of bed. She woke me up. She said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I don't know. I was talking to my mom standing there at the foot of the bed." And then I just busted out crying. And then she said, I finally went to sleep. Uh, I do think parents or your loved ones will come and visit you, but it's just whenever they want to. You know, uh, my grandma came back one time, and my best friend that took his own life. You know, uh, it bothers me a lot because like I said before, I don't think he really did, but uh, this he came back way before. It's like way before I got into the paranormal. Mr. Ted stopping in to hit the like. I appreciate that, bud. Sorry I hadn't been over to your show the last few times y'all went live. I had a lot of stuff to try to get done and trying to keep my hours up too. Doing some investigation. We've been planning and planning and planning, and it's hard to get everything caught back up. But I will get back over there for sure. You count on that. That native wild man guy, he was kind of scared looking laugh out loud. Oh wait, that's me. You're so awesome. Off the Hook Outdoors. If y'all like fishing and hunting and a good family channel, go check out his channel. He's a really good guy. Uh, he does do a lot with his family. Uh, I mean, I don't know how else to explain that. Let's see. Vicky says she worked in a preschool that used to be a funeral home. Ooh. The creepy part was the fact that the kitchen and dining room was, I mean, used to be embalming room. Oh wow, that is wild. Oh my gosh, you're brave, Vicky. Yeah, she had the two of the worst things working at a preschool and it was a funeral home. She had the best of both worlds, didn't she? um, uh, Now y'all got me want to go watch that video again I just shared. Since my wife's here with me, so it won't be too half as scary. But now, like I said though, that's how we got started, and my they're supposed to just me and my dad, and as a spend time with each other. So that's how we can figure out how I can spend more time with my dad. And he didn't like baseball cards. Well, he don't dislike them. He just don't care much for baseball cards like I do. My channel here is supposed to be about talking about baseball cards, opening up cards on the line and stuff like this. But he said, let's do something a little more funner. And that's what we doing now. So that's how we got this. The place was definitely haunted. I say. We've been to St. Albans in Radford, Virginia. It is a sanatorium. It was a nice place, a cool place, but I really didn't really enjoy myself there. You pay a lot of money to go to do a location. You expect to get the run of the building. You ain't got to have a chaperone, stuff like that. If I pay you $600, $700, $800 out of my pocket just to go investigate somewhere, I expect you to leave me alone, let me do what I need to do, what I want to do. And if it takes me an hour, takes me 2 hours, takes me all night, I paid you the money, I expect to do it. That's just my opinion. Hey there, Craft by Bridget. Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. I worked in a haunted Head Start that was a Methodist church. Before that, went through stuff like crazy. We all saw the ghost. I spoke to a man ghost who was walking to me. He disappeared. Oh, snap. That is wild. That is wild. But my let's see who, I can't remember now who it was. Oh, my cousin and my other cousin, they was in the same grade, was all at the same school. So they two was in the same grade, and they had a worker's permit where they can leave school early and go get a few hours in of work before they go home at night, because they couldn't be out after dark or something. Or this way their license was, way their work permit was, and all that mess. And so they actually was out one night late from work. They actually had to stay over a little bit, and they had to take this one girl home, and they just dropped her off, and they was heading back home themselves because they had to drive all the way up to Hollow Springs, and they lived this way, so they had to drive probably, I don't know, about 30, 45 minutes out of their way, before they even got to come back home. And they was up there in Hollow Springs there on that, I can't think of the name of that road that runs through there. It might be Hollow Springs Road. I'm not sure. They said they stopped and picked up a girl on the side of the road, that she was going home, and they told her to go ahead and get in. They'll take her home because they were just going right by the house. And said they went up, pulled in the driveway, and knocked on the door, and that some man come. I guess that girl's daddy came to the door, and he said, "Yeah, we brought your daughter home. She acted like she was, drunk or whatever." And they said, "You crazy?" He said, she's been dead for like 10, 15 years. And you talking about seeing somebody turn white. Even they turn white when they tell them the story. That's really wild. Has anybody ever had that ever happen? Even one of our preschoolers saw a lady goes over my shoulder. He told me she went in the bathroom once. He spoke about her. No one in the bathroom, but it was ice cold in there. Oh, good gracious. Hey, Sam. How you doing? Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody saying hi to Sam. Uh, my cousin now, they would live up to that story. I wished I could get him come on the show and tell you about it, but I don't know if he will or not. Maze Life, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Uh, y'all know how I feel about Ouija boards and stuff like that. When we was all little, me, my brother, and my other little cousin, we wasn't allowed to do anything with the big cousins, with the bigger kids. When they do something other, we was always cast aside, and we'd play our own little stuff. Then, anyway, all the bigger kids was in the living room at my cousin's house, and they all got the Ouija board out. Let's see here. No, but it says no, but I'm looking for the Black Eyed Children. Okay, you can look for them all you want. I'm not looking for them. uh, uh, says every once in a while I can hear my mom call my name, and she's been gone since 2016 and can feel cold spots as well. Yeah, that's what a lot of people says, that they feel a lot when there's somebody present, is cold spots. You know. Anyway, the Ouija board, I'm not a really big fan of them. They do really scare me. You gotta know how to open them up, and you gotta know how to close them, and you gotta know how to use them. Uh, they was all in the living room at my cousin's house. All the grown ups was in. All the grown ups was in the kitchen. There's all every time we all get together, our parents got together and played cards. It don't matter what it was. Most time I either play setback or uh, some other kind of card game. But a lot of people don't know how to play setback. It's a little complicated game. It's a little bit different than regular. It's something about like rook and hearts and stuff and all that mess, spades and all that. But it's a little bit more, rules are a whole lot different, and it's different way of playing. No, Vicky, they don't hang around me. I'll be okay. I eat my spinach. I'm enjoying hearing about everyone's experience. Yep, me too. My mom family used to do that too. Oh, cool. Anyway, let me finish my story right quick. Uh, So my cousins, all of them in there, there was about, I know there's about 6 or 7 of them in there, maybe a little more than that. Uh, then me and my brother and my other cousin, we was playing in there in the bedroom something or doing something or Nintendo or something. We wasn't, like I said, we wasn't allowed uh, to be with the bigger cousins when they doing stuff. They said they didn't want us to hang around them, and they all was in there, had the Ouija board out in the middle of the floor, and my 3 biggest cousins, you can actually put them in different rooms in different states around the world, wherever you want to put them at, and you ask them one question, the same question, and the other 2 don't know what you asked the other one, and they will tell you the same exact story, word for word, and not even miss a beat. They said they laid a knife right down in the middle of the Ouija board, and they was all playing it that night. And they said all of a sudden the house started shaking. The screen door actually swung open, and they said the knife had levitated over their heads, and it went right through the door and stuck into the porch post. Each one of them will swear to that. And that's the reason I want one of them to come on. I try to get them on the show and talk about it, but they won't. But if you talk to them individually, they will tell you the same thing. And they won't be, you can get them in different states and they will not rehearse. Hey, we're going to tell them like this and this is it. You ain't going to know, they ain't going to know what you asking them. They think they won $1 million or something other. And they said the whole house was shaking, even the cabinets in the kitchen, the doors was rattling, the dishes in the cabinets was rattling, and all that stuff. And it said when that thing levitated like that above their heads, and it said the screen door swung open, and said that thing went right through the door like it went right, it stuck in the porch post. And they said they put that thing up and they never played it again. And all 3 of my cousins tells me that every time when we bring it up, they'll tell you the same story. They are afraid of me because I steal their power. Left out loud. That's wild. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. But that's their stories, is why I won't play with it. I know, that's right. That's right. I wouldn't either. Uh, Something else I was going to mention. I can't remember what it was. Oh, no. Yeah. That one night, I think Vicky remembers this. I believe she was in there that night in the live when we was on the bridge on my birthday. And I got pinched 3 times. And I came home and I checked, and I did have three little red whips about like that on me. That where I got pinched. Vicky says my first and last experience with a board. All the old time when the shades rolled up at the same time, and I ran all the way home. I would too. I would too. Can you imagine though some of these places that were Oh, you remember that too? That I wouldn't even think about. Wouldn't even tempt to use a Ouija board, especially on the bridge. I wouldn't tempt it there for save anybody's money. Or in Peggy's house, I wasn't tempted in Peggy's house. Them two places is really strong energy. There is no telling what you would get there. Around me, I've tried a few times. Oh, really? Yeah. It's one of the things you got to set your mind to it. Yeah, she's like you. uh, you know, the the bridge over there is really crazy. I got pinched. We got the lights blocked out over there at the bridge when we set the grid pin up and had it pointing at the recliner. You remember that? That was really crazy night. I think Chris and Michael was with us that night, and that was really wild. She we had a lady spirit there one time, and she was really impact with the recliner. And I do remember one night we went there, the recliner was set straight up, closed up. Next time we went, the recliner was still sitting there, but the feet was out on it, and it was a electric recliner. How did the feet thing go out? You got to have power to move it, and this is set down in the middle of nowhere. I love to go to the bridge. Yes, I would take y'all to the bridge, but I won't film it. I'll let y'all film, so I won't get in trouble. Uh, but y'all are more welcome. I will take you there and let you have at it. That's for sure. All you gotta do is come see me, and we take out through there. So many different spirits there, and some are just passing through. That's right. There's a lot of passing through there. We had Gizmo go off on the bridge at night. Got Gizmo go off there at least 3 times at the bridge. 3 times. Uh, cat toys go crazy there. And we did have when I was using the balloon lights, I had one sitting on the end of the bridge, and I went over there. It went off, and I went over there, and I got down close to it, and I was talking to the spirit. I said, "Can you please cut it off? Take your time, cut it off." And you can see it started fading away, really getting dim, and it just quit. And I said, "Okay, you can cut it back on," and that thing come back on as pretty as you ever seen, bright as it could. Spirits exhausted its energy to set it out and crash in the chair, laugh out loud. Yeah. I'm telling you, how it got out there is beyond me, because that was the remote to the power source to the chair. I had a friend who was which she allowed she told me the board feared me. Oh, really? That's pretty wild. So it is 10:30. I have got to get in the bed because I got to go to work tomorrow. So if y'all don't mind, hey, Satisfaction, how you doing? How you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. But we're actually getting ready to get off of here because it's 10:30, and I've got to get in the bed. I got to go to the yarn factory to work tomorrow. And let's see here. Has anybody has any paranormal experience they want to tell right quick before we get off? I will drop the link in the chat for a minute for the one last invitation. Okay, Sean, buddy, I appreciate you coming in. That is the link if anybody wants to come in for a minute to tell your experience. If you're not, I'm going to get on out of here. So I do got to go to work in the morning, and I'm going to try to get me some shut eye for a few minutes. So, like I said, remember February 21st and 22nd is our investigation and talk show for our celebration. Our original anniversary date is the 25th of February, but we're going to celebrate 21st and 22nd. So if you can. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Let's see. Right now that's all I've got planned, but maybe first part of March or mid-March, I'm going to try to check on and see if we can get into the clinic, and we'll do clinic here on a Friday night maybe, or Saturday night, probably Friday. And we'll get there around about 6, get everything set up, and we'll go live around about 8:39. You know, we'll sit around, talk for a few minutes, and get stuff ready. Then we can go live around 9 and stay till about 2, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. So that will be pretty interesting. I've got to get back into the red room. I want to actually work with this in the red room. My pendulum board and the stand. I've got to get me a little shorter chain for it, but I'm going to try to use this. I've got a few other little goodies that we're going to use while we're there in the red room. We'll normally do our normal camera setup. If everybody wants to, we'll set up 4 cameras. I'm not going to set up all 12 because it takes too long. Probably set up 4, possibility 5 cameras. We do have a big screen now, so we can check everything out and stuff like that a little more better. I don't know what else. But this time I'm going to try to do a little more with investigating with my cousin this time, and to see what we can catch together, and different things like that. So we will try something like that. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed night. And hopefully I get to see y'all sometime again. I will be live again in the morning at 5 a.m. Eastern time. So if y'all want to come and hang out with me for a little bit there before I go into work, I will probably go live again on Tuesday morning also at the same time. And then this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings, I will be going live again as I'm driving to work and stuff like that. So thank y'all so much. Have a wonderful, blessed night.